Welcome to Books Arena, the channel where we unlock the wisdom of life-changing books. In this video, we explore one of the most influential spiritual guides of our time. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book has helped millions of people break free from anxiety, overthinking, and emotional suffering. It teaches a simple but profound truth that life only ever happens in the present moment. And yet, we spend most of our lives lost in thought, reliving the past or worrying about the future. Eckhart Tolle takes us on a journey inward. He shows us how to silence the voice in our head, how to find peace in stillness, and how to reconnect with who we truly are beyond thought, beyond identity, beyond time. You don't need religion or philosophy to feel this truth. All you need is to stop, to breathe, and to be fully here, now. So sit back, take a breath, and join us as we explore the power of now, one part at a time, and learn how to live a deeper, freer, more present life. Let's begin. Part 1, The Voice in Your Head, Escaping the Prison of the Mind. Imagine this. You're walking down the street, the sun is shining, the world is calm. But inside your head, it's chaos. You're not thinking about the trees or the warmth on your skin. You're thinking about that email you forgot to send, the thing you said 3 days ago, and the thing you're afraid might happen next week. It's like there's a voice in your head and it never stops talking. That voice. It's not you. That's one of the first truths Eckhart Tolle discovered in his own journey towards spiritual awakening, a moment that began not with joy, but with despair. He was 29 years old, living in deep depression, consumed by anxiety and suicidal thoughts. One night, in the middle of that pain, he had a strange realization. He thought, I can't live with myself anymore. And then it hit him. Wait a second. Who is this I, and who is the self I can't live with? That moment split his identity in two, and he saw it clearly. There's the voice. The chatter. The thinker. And then, there's the one who notices it. That noticing, that awareness was his breakthrough. From that day on, the constant mental noise faded away. He found peace. Not through doing more, but through being more. More still. More aware. More present. And now, in The Power of Now, he helps us see the same truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Let's bring it into a familiar story. Think of a time you were lying in bed, trying to sleep. But your mind wouldn't let you. It was going over everything from what someone said to what you should have said. From the bills you have to pay to the future you can't predict. You didn't ask for those thoughts. They just appeared one after another, like cars on a highway you didn't mean to enter. But here's the powerful shift. You are not the traffic. You are the sky above it. You can step back. Observe. Watch those thoughts go by without chasing them, without judging them, without getting pulled into them. That space between you and your thoughts? That's presence. And in that presence, there's peace. But why is it so hard to stay present? It's because we're addicted to the voice in our head. That voice the mind loves to stay busy. It loves problems. It loves replaying the past and predicting the future. It loves identity. It loves drama. It's always asking, who am I? And it answers with stories. I'm a successful person. I'm a failure. I'm someone who's always anxious. I'm someone who gets angry easily. I'm not lovable. I'm smarter than them. I'm not good enough. These stories become your identity. But here's the catch, they're not true. They're just thoughts that you've heard so many times, you started to believe them. Tolle calls this the ego, the false sense of self that lives in thought. And the ego's favorite thing? Time. It wants you trapped in the past, rethinking, regretting, replaying. Or trapped in the future, planning, fearing, needing. Why? Because if you were fully in the present moment, the ego wouldn't survive. Let's pause here. Take a breath. Right now, wherever you are, try this. Close your eyes and ask yourself. What's wrong with this exact moment right now? Not 10 minutes ago. Not next week. Just now. You'll likely find, there's nothing wrong. Your problems don't exist now. They exist in thought. And the more you live in thought, the more disconnected you are from life itself. You stop seeing. You stop hearing. You stop feeling. You become a walking mind, thinking your way through existence instead of living it. In one story from the book, Tolle meets a man who's deeply angry about everything. about his job, about his family, about the government. But as they talk, it becomes clear, the man isn't angry at the world. He's angry at the story his mind keeps repeating. He's not living in the world. He's living in his head. When Tal points this out, the man is silent. Something clicks. The anger fades. For a moment, the man looks lighter, like he just dropped a heavy weight he didn't even know he was carrying. And all he did was notice. That's the beginning of transformation. Not by fixing everything. Not by changing your whole life. But by noticing. Next time you're anxious, ask. Am I thinking about now? Or am I lost in past or future? Next time you feel restless, ask. Can I feel this moment instead of escaping it? Tal doesn't ask us to escape life. He asks us to enter it more fully. And that begins by questioning the voice in your head. So today, just for a few minutes, be still. Listen not to the noise of your thoughts but to the quiet space underneath. The now. That's where peace lives. That's where you truly live. Part 2, Living in the Now, the Doorway to Peace. Close your eyes for a moment and think about this question. Where do you spend most of your time? Not physically but mentally. Most of us live either in the past, or in the future. We're thinking about what went wrong, what we should have done differently, or what we hope will go right tomorrow. We replay old conversations. We imagine future problems. We chase success. We fear failure. We spend our entire lives somewhere else. But Eckhart Tolle offers a powerful truth. Nothing ever happened in the past, it happened in the now. Nothing will ever happen in the future, it will happen in the now. The past and the future are only mental constructs. Memories. Projections. The only moment that actually exists is this one right now. Let's look at it through a real-world story. Imagine a woman named Mira. She's sitting at home on a Sunday evening. Everything around her is calm. Her family is safe. Dinner is cooking. There's no crisis. But inside her mind, it's anything but peaceful. She's thinking about a presentation at work on Monday. She's imagining what could go wrong. What if she forgets a slide? What if someone asks a question she can't answer? What if her boss isn't impressed? Even though the present moment is calm and safe, she's mentally living in a future that hasn't happened. And her body responds as if it's real. Her heart races, her stomach tightens, and her breath becomes shallow. That's the power of the mind to take you out of now, and into imagined fear. But here's the truth Tolle emphasizes again and again. The future only exists in your thoughts. It's never actually here. So, what if Mira paused? What if she brought her attention back to now? She might feel the warmth of the room, the quiet hum of her surroundings, the rhythm of her breathing. She would return to reality, not the future in her head, but the life in her body. And in that return, there is peace. We're not saying the past and future are useless. They serve a purpose. You can learn from the past. You can plan for the future. But if you live there constantly, you miss life itself. Because life only ever happens now. Let's imagine another person, Arjun, a young man who's recently gone through a breakup. His days are filled with if only thoughts. If only I hadn't said that. If only we had taken that trip. If only she'd given me one more chance. He's stuck in the past not because it's still happening, but because his mind keeps reviving it. The pain feels fresh, but it's the memory that hurts, not the moment. Tolle teaches us this simple truth. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Pain happens, loss, change, grief. But suffering comes when we resist the present and cling to what was. If Arjun could just sit, breathe, and accept this moment, not the story, but the moment, he might find something surprising. He's still here. He's still breathing. He's still alive. And there's peace in that. So how do we live in the now more often? Tolle offers simple practices. Nothing mystical. No rituals. Just awareness. 1. Pay attention to your body. Feel your hands from the inside. Notice the sensation of your feet on the floor. These are anchors to the now. 2. Use your breath. Take a conscious breath. Then another. Feel it fully, the air entering, the chest rising, the exhale softening you. 3. Watch your thoughts without following them. You are not your thoughts. When one appears like I'll never succeed, just observe it. Don't resist. Don't argue. Just notice, and let it pass. This simple presence turns an ordinary moment into something alive. You might be washing dishes, but instead of rushing through it, try feeling the water, watching the soap, listening to the clinking of the plates. That's not just doing dishes. That's being alive. Now, this idea may sound small, but it's actually revolutionary. Because in presence, you reconnect with your true self, the self that exists beneath your roles, your story, and your thoughts. Toll says, when you make the present moment the focal point of your life, instead of the past and future, your ability to enjoy what you do, and with it, the quality of your life increases dramatically. Let's take one last example. A young student is waiting for her exam results. She's checking her phone every 5 minutes. Her mind is full of fear. But what can she actually control in that moment? Nothing. The results don't exist yet. The only thing real is this moment. So what if she decided to breathe? To go for a walk? To feel her steps? To look at the sky? She can worry, or she can live. One creates stress. The other opens peace. Here's the core lesson of this part of the book. Yellow circle: the now is not just a moment in time. It's a doorway. A doorway out of fear. Out of anxiety. Out of regret. Yellow circle: you don't need to fix everything in your life to feel peace. You just need to arrive fully into the one place where peace is always available: this moment. Try it now. Take a breath. Feel the stillness under the noise. You're here. And right here, all is well. Part 3, the mind, the ego, and the illusion of identity. Let's begin with a simple question. Who are you? Not your name. Not your job. Not your age or your background. Who are you, really? It seems like an easy question. But when you go deep, it becomes confusing. Most people answer with something like, I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I'm a parent. I'm successful. I'm struggling. I'm someone who always overthinks. But here's what Eckhart Tolle wants us to see. These are just labels. Temporary roles. Thoughts. Stories. They are not who you truly are. To explain this, let's follow the story of Rishi, a man who had always defined himself by his achievements. From childhood, he was praised for being smart. In school, he topped every exam. At work, he climbed quickly, got the promotions, the salary, the respect. But one day, Rishi was let go. Budget cuts. Nothing personal. Still, it shattered him. He felt worthless. Lost. Even depressed. Why? Because his entire identity was built on success. And when that external label was removed, he felt like he no longer existed. That's the ego. The ego says, I am what I have. I am what I do. I am how people see me. But what happens when the job is gone? When people no longer admire you? When things don't go as planned? You suffer not because of the event, but because your sense of self was tied to something that was never truly you in the first place. Here's what Tolle explains. The ego is the mind-made self. It's not who you are. It's who you think you are. And the ego constantly needs validation. It wants to feel superior, or it fears being inferior. It feeds off comparison. It clings to the past and worries about the future because those are its fuel. But the ego can never truly rest. Even when things go well, it lives in fear of losing control, of being wrong, of fading away. It says things like, I'll be happy when I get this. I'll feel better if they apologize. I'll finally relax once I reach that goal. But here's the trap. It's never enough. Let's take another real-life example. Think of someone scrolling through social media. At first, it's just for fun. But then the ego kicks in. Look at how perfect their vacation looks. Why don't I travel more? They just bought a house. I'm still renting. They have so many followers. Do people even care about me? You were fine a minute ago. But now, your peace is gone. That's the ego hijacking your attention, pulling you out of presence and into insecurity. But remember, you are not your thoughts. You are not your comparison. You are not your story. You are the one who sees it all. Tolle teaches us something radical. If you can observe your thoughts, then you are not your thoughts. If you can witness the ego, the part of you that craves, fears, complains, or boasts, then that part is not the real you. You are the awareness behind it. You are the silent presence that watches. Here's a short exercise he recommends. Sit quietly for 1 minute. Close your eyes. And try to find the space between your thoughts. That quiet stillness. That's you. Not the words, not the images, not the inner voice. But the space that holds it all. Most people never meet themselves there. They're too busy chasing identity through the mind. But once you see it, everything changes. Let's go back to Rishi. After months of pain, something shifted. He was sitting at a park, just staring at the trees, too tired to think anymore. And then, for a moment, he felt still. He didn't feel like a failure. He didn't feel like anything at all. He just was. And in that moment, he was more at peace than he had been in years. Not because he got his job back, but because he let go of needing to be someone. He had touched his true self, the part beyond name, role, or status. That's the essence of presence. Tal reminds us. You find peace not by rearranging the circumstances of your life, but by realizing who you are at the deepest level. That realization doesn't come through thinking more. It comes through stillness. Through being. So here's the invitation for you today. Notice your ego. Watch it when it reacts, when it feels attacked, judged, or ignored. Notice how quickly it builds stories. They're disrespecting me. I deserve more than this. I always mess things up. Don't fight the thoughts. Don't suppress them. Just notice them. And in that noticing, there is space. And in that space, you return to the now. You return to yourself. Not the imagined self. Not the ego. But the real, unshakable presence that was always there underneath it all. Part 4, the power of acceptance, ending inner resistance. Imagine this. You're stuck in traffic. It's raining. You're already late. The clock ticks. You tap the steering wheel. Your mind starts spinning. Why today? This always happens to me. Why can't people just drive properly? Sound familiar? That tension you feel isn't coming from the traffic. It's coming from within, from your resistance to what's happening. And this is what Eckhart Tolle teaches next. Suffering begins the moment we resist the present. Let that sink in. Pain is real. But suffering? That's the mind's refusal to accept reality as it is. Let's look at a story. Meet Priya. She's a writer. For years, she dreamed of publishing her first novel. She finally finished the manuscript and sent it to 10 publishers. She waited weeks. And the rejections came. One after another. No, thank you. Not the right fit. Best of luck. At first, she cried. Then she got angry. She told herself the system was unfair. That she wasn't lucky. That life was against her. She carried that storm inside her for weeks. Until one day, while walking alone, she heard something simple from a podcast. You don't have to like what's happening. But if you stop resisting it, you stop suffering. That hit her. She paused. Yes, she was rejected. It hurt. But the deeper pain came from fighting reality. She couldn't change the rejections. But she could choose how she met them. And with that, something softened. Here's the truth. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means saying yes to this moment as it is. You don't have to love the rain. You don't have to pretend rejection feels good. You just stop arguing with what already is. This creates space, a moment of stillness between what happens and how you react. That space is where peace lives. Tolle gives a powerful example. Imagine falling into quicksand. The more you fight it, the deeper you sink. But if you stay still, accept the situation, and stop panicking, you give yourself a chance to think clearly, to survive. Life is like that. When we resist, we sink. When we accept, we rise above. Let's meet another character, Kabir, a middle-aged man facing divorce. For months, he resisted it. This shouldn't be happening. We were happy once. I can't believe it's ending. He begged. He bargained. He fell into sadness, anger, blame. Until he read something in The Power of Now. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. It sounded strange at first. Why would anyone choose heartbreak? But the idea wasn't about pretending or forcing happiness. It was about not wasting energy fighting what's already here. So he tried it. He stopped running. He sat with his pain. He said, okay. This is happening. Let me be with it. And slowly, very slowly, a kind of peace returned. Not joy. Not yet. But peace, the quiet strength that comes when you stop arguing with life. So how can we use this in daily life? Tal shares a practice called inner surrender. Here's how it works. Pause and notice when you feel inner tension, frustration, anger, impatience. Ask yourself, what am I resisting right now? Then say silently, let it be. Let the traffic be. Let the delay be. Let the discomfort be. This doesn't mean you stop taking action. You can still improve things, make changes, move forward. But you do it without fighting what is already real. You shift from reaction to response. From chaos to clarity. Acceptance doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Because you stop wasting your energy wishing the moment were different and start living from the moment instead. Let's go back to Priya. After she accepted the rejections, something surprising happened. She wrote a new story, raw, honest, powerful. Not from bitterness, but from truth. She self-published it. People resonated with her voice. It started slow, but word spread. Eventually, a publisher reached out not because she begged, but because she let go. Her peace became her power. So here's the lesson for today. What you accept transforms. What you resist, persists. When you bring stillness to a storm, the storm begins to quiet. You begin to quiet. And from that silence, new answers come. Not from fear. Not from frustration. But from presence. Ask yourself now. What moment are you fighting today? What truth are you avoiding? Can you let it be just for now? You don't have to like it. You just have to stop resisting it. Try it. Take a breath. Let it be. Feel the space that opens. That's the power of acceptance. That's the doorway to peace. Part 5, Presence in Relationships, from reaction to real connection. Let's begin with a simple question. Why do most relationships start beautifully, and then slowly fall apart? In the beginning, everything feels light. There's laughter. Understanding. Kindness. But then over time friction creeps in. Small arguments grow. Distance begins. Resentment builds. What changed? Eckhart Tolle gives a profound answer. Most relationships are not based on being. They are based on the ego. That means they're built not from stillness, but from need. From fear. From wanting the other person to complete you. Let's take the story of Ananya and Raj. When they first met, they felt deeply connected. They'd talk for hours, finish each other's sentences, laugh at the same jokes. But after 2 years, it started to shift. Ananya felt Raj wasn't listening. Raj felt Ananya was too critical. They began to argue. Not about big things but about dishes, delays, forgotten texts. One night, Ananya asked, "Why do you always make me feel small?" Raj shot back, "Why are you always blaming me?" That night, they sat in silence. Both feeling unseen. Both lost in pain. So what happened? They both stopped being present. They were no longer listening. They were reacting from old wounds. They weren't speaking to each other, they were speaking to the past. Tolle explains this well. Most people don't enter a relationship as a whole, aware person. They enter with their emotional baggage, their past pain, their unmet needs, their silent expectations. And here's the trap. At first, the other person seems to meet all those needs. You feel alive around them. But over time, the illusion fades. Then the mind kicks in. They've changed. They don't care anymore. Why don't they make me happy like before? And so begins the blame, the defense, the emotional distance. Not because love is gone. But because presence is gone. Tolle says. Where there is no presence, the ego takes over the relationship. And the ego always wants to be right. To win. To protect itself. This turns relationships into battlegrounds, where love becomes conditional. But it doesn't have to be this way. Let's revisit Ananya and Raj. After months of stress, Ananya picked up the power of now. One night, she came across a line. Make it your practice to withdraw attention from the past and future when you are with someone. She paused. What if she could meet Raj without her story? Without the past disappointments, without the need to be right. Just one evening she tried. She sat with Raj, breathed deeply, and listened. Not to respond. Not to fix him. Just to be there fully present. Raj noticed it. Her eyes were softer. Her voice lower. She wasn't interrupting or reacting. He felt it too, and something shifted in him. That night, for the first time in months, they laughed again. Not because all the issues were gone, but because presence had returned. Here's what Tal teaches. Presence heals. Presence listens. Presence connects. It doesn't mean you agree with everything. It means you stop reacting and start being. You become the space in which your partner can unfold without fear of judgment. And this isn't just for romantic relationships. It's the same with your children. Your parents. Your colleagues. Your friends. When someone speaks, are you fully there? Or are you half in the past, half planning your response, maybe even checking your phone? Try this. Next time someone speaks to you, pause. Take a breath. Feel your body. Then just listen. Not just to their words but to their energy. Their emotion. Their presence. That kind of attention is rare. And deeply healing. Let's hear one more story. This time of Neil, a father of two. He was often busy, distracted, snapping at his kids without realizing. One day, his daughter asked, "Daddy, why don't you look at me when I talk?" That broke him. He realized he was always there but never really there. He started a simple practice from Tal's book. Whenever I'm with my kids, I will be fully present even for 5 minutes. He put away his phone. Sat with them. Looked into their eyes. They felt it. They smiled more. They opened up. Neil didn't have to say much. Just by being present he gave them something more powerful than advice or rewards. He gave them himself. So here's your invitation. Whatever relationship feels distant right now, try presence. Not more talking. Not more fixing. Just being. Be there. Fully. Watch what happens. You don't have to heal everything overnight. But every moment of presence is a moment of connection. And connection is where love begins again. Part 6, The Pain Body, Breaking Free from Emotional Suffering. There's a storm inside many of us. Not always loud, but always present. It shows up in moments we least expect: a sudden anger, an overwhelming sadness, a deep shame. Have you ever reacted in a way that surprised even you? Snapped at someone you love? Felt emotionally crushed over a small comment? Cried when you didn't know why? That, Eckhart Tolle says, is the pain body. A silent passenger inside you. A heavy, emotional shadow made up of old hurt, pain, trauma, both personal and collective. And in the power of now, he reveals something powerful. The pain body is a semi-autonomous energy form that lives within most people. It is an addiction to emotional pain. Let's bring this to life with a story. Meet Tara. Tara was cheerful on the outside. Always polite. Always smiling. But inside, she carried a hidden weight: years of criticism from her parents, a breakup that shattered her confidence, and unspoken sadness from her teenage years. She never talked about it. She thought it was just life. But sometimes, something would trigger her. If a friend ignored her message, she'd spiral. If someone disagreed with her, she'd feel deeply attacked. One night, she had an argument with her partner over something small: just forgotten groceries. But she exploded. Yelling. Crying. Saying things she didn't mean. And when it was over, she felt exhausted. Empty. Confused. Why do I feel this much pain, over so little? Because it wasn't just about groceries. It was the pain body, rising up to feed. Tal explains that the pain body is like an emotional parasite. It feeds on drama, conflict, and suffering. It loves when you argue. It loves when you replay old hurts. It loves being a victim. And when something triggers it, it takes over. You're no longer reacting to the moment. You're reacting from every unhealed moment in your past. But here's the good news. You are not the pain body. Just like you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotional pain. You are the one who can witness it. And the moment you become aware of it, it begins to lose power. Let's go back to Tara. After that painful night, she stumbled upon a video about the pain body. It felt like someone had described her life. She started noticing when it was active. She would pause and say to herself, "This feeling, this heaviness, it's not who I am. It's my pain body rising. Let me stay present." She stopped feeding it with more thoughts. Instead of fighting or judging herself, she watched it with stillness. And something beautiful began to happen. The pain didn't disappear overnight. But it stopped controlling her. She stopped acting from it. And over time, it grew quieter. Tal shares a key practice to deal with the pain body. 1. Become present. When emotional pain arises, don't run. Don't drown in thought. Just be still and feel. Notice where the pain lives, maybe in your chest, stomach, throat. Don't label it. Don't resist it. Just observe it with gentle attention. 2. Don't identify with it. Say silently, "This is the pain body. It is not me." This separates your awareness from the emotion. The more you watch it, the less it controls you. 3. Don't feed it. Avoid reacting, arguing, blaming, or telling mental stories. That's how the pain body feeds. Silence is your strength. Stillness is your power. Another powerful truth Tal shares. The pain body awakens when it matches a certain vibration in your environment. This is why certain people, places, or situations trigger us deeply. They stir our unresolved emotions and the pain body wakes up. But now, with awareness, you can break that cycle. You stop adding fuel. You stop reliving old wounds. You return to presence. Let's take a quick example from daily life. Say someone cuts you off in traffic. Your pain body might react instantly. How dare they? People are so rude. I always get disrespected. That emotional flood, anger, tension, a pounding heart, that's not really about the driver. It's about your old emotional patterns reactivating. But now you know. You take a breath. You feel the energy in your body. You watch it rise and fall. And that's it. You just saved yourself from hours of unnecessary suffering. One final story. An elderly man once told Tal, "I don't think I'll ever be free of my pain." Tal gently asked him, "Are you aware of your pain right now?" The man paused and said, "Yes." Then that awareness, Tal replied, is not pain. It is your liberation. And that's the gift. You don't have to fix the pain body. You just have to see it clearly and rest in the space that sees. That space is your true self. Timeless. Silent. Free. So here's your reflection today. What triggers you? What patterns return again and again? Can you meet them not with resistance but with awareness? Next time the pain body rises, try this. Pause. Feel. Name it gently, "This is pain." Then breathe, and just watch. You're not your story. You're not your wound. You are the presence beneath it all. And from that presence healing begins. Part 7, Living in the Now, the Art of Everyday Awakening. Imagine this. You wake up. No rush. No anxiety. Just the sound of birds outside your window. The feeling of breath rising and falling. The soft light filling the room. You don't immediately check your phone. You don't jump into yesterday or worry about tomorrow. You simply sit up, and feel present. This is the power of now. And in this final chapter, Eckhart Tolle invites us to do something most people forget to do. Not just understand presence, but live it. In small moments. In daily actions. In ordinary life. Let's meet Maya, a school teacher. Before discovering the power of now, her days looked like this. Wake up late. Rush to work. Complain about traffic. Feel tired before noon. Go home, scroll endlessly. Sleep with a heavy mind. She was always running but not sure where. Then one weekend, she stumbled upon the book in a cafe. The title drew her in. The words slowed her down. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. That one sentence made her pause. She began a simple experiment. Could she bring presence into just 1 hour of her day? She started small. At breakfast, instead of scrolling, she tasted. The toast. The warmth of her tea. The silence of the morning. Driving to work, she watched the trees pass. Listened to the hum of the engine. Felt her hands on the steering wheel. In class, she truly looked at her students, noticing their voices, their moods, their smiles. The miracle. Her stress softened. Her energy returned. Her days felt longer, fuller, calmer. Not because life changed. Because she did. She stopped resisting the moment. And began to live it. Tall says. The present moment is the field in which the game of life happens. It cannot happen anywhere else. We spend most of our lives missing the moment, chasing the next task, worrying about the next problem, replaying the last mistake. But what if the real beauty of life, the joy, the freedom, the peace was always right here? Not in the next vacation. Not in your future success. Not when everything is finally perfect. But in this breath. Right now. Let's explore some practical ways to live in the now. 1. Use everyday triggers as gateways to presence. Every time you hear a phone ring. Every time you touch a door handle. Every time you wash your hands. Pause. Take one deep breath. Feel your body. Notice where you are. These micro moments anchor you. 2. Bring presence into routine tasks. Washing dishes. Folding laundry. Walking the dog. Instead of rushing through them, slow down. Feel the soap on your hands. Listen to the sound of water. Watch your footsteps on the ground. These aren't chores. They're opportunities for stillness. 3. Listen without thinking. Next time someone speaks to you, don't prepare your reply. Don't analyze. Just listen. Fully. With your whole body. With no agenda. This is rare and deeply healing. For them. And for you. 4. Watch your thoughts like clouds. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky. Thoughts are just clouds passing through. When worry comes, don't fight it. When judgment arises, don't shame it. Just observe. Ah. A worried thought. I see you. And let it pass. This soft awareness is your freedom. Let's finish with one final story. Karen, a corporate executive, once told Tall. I feel like I'm always behind. Always trying to catch up. Tall asked, catch up to what? Karen paused. He didn't know. Just a lifelong feeling of rushing. Of not being where he was supposed to be. Tall smiled and said. You are where you're supposed to be now. Life is never not now. That hit Karen deeply. He began to slow down. To walk instead of rush. To breathe between meetings. To truly arrive in each moment. And the funny thing? His life didn't fall apart. It actually got better. He made clearer decisions. His team respected his calm energy. And he finally felt alive. So here's your invitation, dear listener. Don't turn the power of now into a theory. Let it become your way of being. You don't have to escape your life to find peace. You don't need to fix every problem to be whole. You just need to be here. Now. This moment is enough. You are enough. And when you meet life from this place, everything transforms. Not because the world changes. But because your awareness does. And that is the true power of now. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the power of now by Eckhart Tolle. If this message resonated with you, remember the wisdom isn't just in the book. It's in your next breath. It's in every moment you choose presence over distraction. Here at Books Arena, we bring life-changing ideas to life one story at a time. If you found value in this summary, don't forget to backhand index pointing right, like the video. Backhand index pointing right, share it with someone who needs it. Backhand index pointing right, and subscribe for more book summaries that open your mind and calm your soul. Let us know in the comments what part of the power of now touched you the most. Until next time, stay present. Stay curious. This is Books Arena, where every book opens a new world.